Okay, I've got the long-awaited part 2 of finishing this Lightning McQueen costume for my toddler. So I started off by using spray adhesive and felt sheets from Michaels, and this was not the way to go. I actually ended up ripping all of these felt sheets off because I didn't like the way the separation looked between sheets. So we'll come back to that, but here's how I did the mouth. I kind of just eyeballed it and cut out what I thought would look good, and then I did an extra layer of felt around the lips to give like a more 3D effect, and it looked so good. This really gave like the effect of Lightning McQueen. And then I took myself down to Joann's and got 3 yards of felt, which was actually 1,000 times cheaper and ended up looking so much better. So I covered the two sides, and then this piece going over the top is literally one giant piece of felt. I just kept laying it down and cutting it where it needed to be cut, and then I just tucked and rolled the edges, and this is what it looked like. It looked so much better than the felt sheets, 10 out of 10. For the wheels, I just cut these out of styrofoam, and then I used black felt and kind of just cut little triangles to make the fabric bend up and over the edges. It wasn't the best method, but it worked. And then for the eyes, I must have cut this main sheet of fabric so many times, and I found it looked best when I actually skewed one side to the right a little bit, and then I used blue markers to draw little lines to give the effect of like eyeballs, and it looked so cute when it was all done. For the headlights, I used a little piece of cardboard and cut out the shape to just determine how big I wanted it on the car, and then I just used yellow markers and black Sharpie to kind of give them the effect of a headlight, and I also used black Sharpie to outline a lot of the car. I did like the trunk and some details on the back as well as the tires. I used gray felt and outlined it all in black Sharpie for the windows as well as the little lightning bolt decals on the side. And I found that using the black Sharpie to outline all of the pieces really made the car pop. It really added that extra layer of dimension that just made it feel more like a cartoon. And then I got started on the back of the car. I used red and yellow felt to create the tail lights and then the back headlights. And all of this can be found on the blog post that I tagged in my part 1 of this video. I did not create this. I did not like think this up in my head. I copied everything exactly as she did. So all credit to that blog post and that blogger. Moving on to the sides of the car, this was probably the hardest, and I had to do this multiple times because I couldn't get this whole lightning bolt in one piece of felt, so I did have to do it in two. Also, when you're using felt with the markers, it works really well, but the felt comes loose. So I was having to like trim the extra felt with my scissors a lot, and it's a very messy project. So just keep that in mind. And then I was trying to outline this in black Sharpie, but it just wasn't looking as good. So I did spend some extra time cutting out black outline for the lightning bolt and the 95. And this really took it over the edge. This made it look so, so good. I attached the wheels on, and then I drew the front and back logo or stickers. I also did this probably like 5 or 6 times, and this was the best one I could do. I could not do it for an 8th time. So I glued that on the front, and then I glued on the back Rusty sticker as well. I had also switched to using fabric glue at this point, which worked a lot better than the spray adhesive because the spray adhesive got everywhere. I enlisted the help of my little sister because at this point we had about half an hour before we had to leave the house, and she helped me cut out all these tiny little light years. There were 8 total, and I glued those on. And then our last little detail was the little nuts and bolts on the tires. And then all that was left was just making the straps. So I found this really cute checkerboard ribbon, and I just took the shoulder straps off of his car seat and I looped this around to kind of cover it and snapped it into place. I attached those on according to my toddler's size, and then here is what the car looked like when we were all done. It looked so good. I was literally so proud of this. It was over a month of work, and it just honestly turned out way better than I could have ever expected. If you saw my other video, you know that he did not wear it, but honestly, it's a win for me. Okay, bye guys.